up, guys? It's your boy Steve-O again, and I'm back again for yet another video review. And today we got the BetaFPV 1204 5K motor. So this motor's been out for, I say, about a month at the time of the video, and just kind of want to give y'all guys my thoughts and comparisons on what I think of it compared to, an 1105 5K motor, which I usually use on my ultralights, and just kind of give y'all guys my thoughts. So when you open up the package, you will get some looks like some M2 screws for your motors to mount them down to your frame. And we take a closer look at the motor. We see that we do have a 1.5 millimeter shaft, and I believe the motor is coming in at 5.94 grams, and the 1105 motor that I usually use is coming at 5.88 grams, I believe. So not that much heavier than your 1105 motor, so they're really close. And the wires, I believe, are 28 gauge wires, and they will come with a little plug so that you can hook up to your whip style boards. And if you don't want to hook them up, you can just always cut them off and just do a direct solder if you so choose. From the actual motor to the end over here to the plug, it's actually, I believe, 55 millimeters long, so it has plenty of length if you want to connect it to an all-in-one board or solder your wires to it. Taking a look at the bottom of this motor looks like it's very well built. Right off the bat, I can tell you, just spinning it with my fingers, it's very smooth. So this is a pretty smooth motor. I'll shoot up a clip on how smooth these motors run. One thing I noticed about this motor is that this motor is not very notchy at all, so it has little to no resistance, so that's going to pretty much come in play when you're trying to tune. So it should give you a little bit easier time when tuning. As you see here, we do have our 110X mounting hose style, and it seems like we have a 2 millimeter shaft coming out the bottom of the motor. So the specs say this motor is a 3 to 4S motor, so on 3S 3-inch, you shouldn't have any problems if you're using an ultralight. Something a little bit heavier should be okay. When using 4S, I'm not really sure if this motor can take 4S on a 3-inch prop, so I haven't known anyone to try it, but try at your own risk. But I have seen someone try 4S on 2.5 inch and didn't have any issues at all. I wanted to give y'all guys my thoughts and comparisons between the 1204 and the 1105 5K motor. So I chose to use both of these builds because they come up really close in all-up weight with the 3S 550. So the TP3 is coming in at 107.16 grams all-up weight, and we have the CSX coming in at 107.66 grams all-up weight. So these two builds are very comparable in weight. So as I was flying both of these, I was going back and forth, and I have to say I really couldn't tell the difference between the 1105 and the 1204. In my honest opinion, I was flying them for about a week, and they feel pretty much the same. I mean, they feel like they have almost the same performance, the same flight time. But one thing that I did notice with the 1204, that I don't know if it was me, but I felt like, when punching throttle and stuff like that, I felt like, the 1204 could drain my battery a little bit quicker. So I feel like when I was flying the CSX that I had to manage my throttle a little bit better just to get to that 4 minutes sometimes. So I feel like I could drain my battery a little bit quicker with the 1204. So with the 1105 5K, I felt a little bit different. So I felt like I was able to, just go crazy with the throttle and, still get that 4 minutes. So, it felt like the 1105 was a little bit slightly less hard on the battery. One thing I can say about this 1204 motor is that it runs very smooth compared to the 1105 motor that I have over here. So in flight also it feels very, very smooth in the air as well. So, if I was to build another build, I would probably go with the 1204 just because, of the lower profile. I like the look of the lower profile, and also I like how smooth these motors, feel in the air, and how smooth they sound as well. So, I can tell a big difference between both of them. So, that was the big difference that I can feel between, the two motors. But other than that, they're both very, very good motors, and they're both efficient motors as well. So, I think you'll be happy with both. But I know, a lot of people were reporting that, with the 1204 that you have a little bit more control on the low end, but I didn't really feel that much of a difference. So on that note, we have the 1303 AMAX motors, and I'll be giving these a test run as well, and on this build, and I'll see how these run on 3S on an ultralight. So I'm really curious of how these motors fly, and this is a little bit bigger motor, so I'm thinking it should have maybe a little bit more power, maybe a little bit more lower end grunt. So pretty excited. This will be on the next review coming up. So y'all guys like and subscribe. FPV is life, and I'll see y'all guys on the next one. Out of here.
Money that I don't accept. Like this. Daytime better come correct. They ain't playing at your best, then you will get left. If it don't involve money, then I don't accept. If it don't involve money, then I don't accept. Like this. She virgin, I took it. She said we should hook up with boyfriend and booger. Don't know me, they looking. I be in the clouds. Full full of Henny, I drink and I drown. Daytime better come correct. They ain't playing at your best, then you will get left. If it don't involve money, then I don't accept. If it don't involve money, then I don't accept. Like this.